I found out my brother knocked up my wife, so I vanished. No fight. No divorce. Just a silence that destroyed them. I found out my brother knocked up my wife. So I vanished. No fight. No yelling. No confrontation. No divorce papers. Just silence. And that silence destroyed them. My name is Ethan. I'm 32 years old. Was married to Rachel for 6 years. Had what I thought was a good marriage. Stable job. Nice apartment. Planning our future. My younger brother Tyler is 27. The family favorite. The one who could charm anyone. The one my parents excused no matter what he did. That Tyler. I found out on a Thursday afternoon. Rachel had left her laptop open. I walked past it and saw a message notification pop up. Tyler, have you told him yet? Rachel, not yet. I'm scared. Tyler, we can't keep hiding this. The baby's due in 4 months. My stomach dropped. Read it 3 times to make sure I understood. Baby. 4 months. We can't keep hiding this. I sat down. Opened the laptop fully. Read through their messages. Months of them. Going back almost a year. Every message made it worse. The affair. The lies. The plans they were making. How they'd tell me. When they'd tell me. How they hoped I'd understand. Understand. Like I'd just accept that my wife and my brother had destroyed my entire life and I should be okay with it. I closed the laptop. Stood up. Looked around our apartment. Everything we'd built together. Every piece of furniture we'd picked out. Every photo on the wall. All of it was a lie. I didn't cry. Didn't rage. Didn't break anything. Just went numb. Walked to our bedroom. Grabbed a duffel bag. Packed clothes. Toiletries. Laptop. Chargers. Important documents. My passport. 20 minutes. That's all it took to pack up the parts of my life that mattered. Left everything else. The furniture. The photos. The wedding album. The life we'd pretended to have. I walked out of the apartment at 3:47 p.m. Left my keys on the kitchen counter. Left my wedding ring next to them. Didn't leave a note. Didn't text. Didn't call. Just left. Got in my car. Drove to the bank. Withdrew half of our joint savings. $18,000. My half. Left her half untouched. Then I drove. No destination. Just away. My phone started ringing around 6 p.m. Rachel. I let it ring. Didn't answer. Just kept driving. The calls kept coming. Rachel. Tyler. My mom. My dad. Rachel again. I turned the phone off. Let go it out the window somewhere in Pennsylvania. Watched it shatter on the highway. Bought a burner phone at a gas station. Only put 3 numbers in it. My lawyer. My boss. My best friend Marcus. Nobody else needed to reach me. Nobody else mattered. I drove for 2 days. Ended up in a small town in Vermont. Population 4,000. Nobody knew me. Nobody cared. Rented a room at a motel. Paid cash. Week by week. Gave a fake name. Then I did something I'd been planning since the moment I read those messages. I ghosted them. Completely. Not just Rachel and Tyler. Everyone. My parents. My friends. My coworkers. Everyone from my old life. I called my boss from the burner phone. Tom, it's Ethan. I'm resigning. Effective immediately. Personal emergency. I won't be back. Ethan, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm fine. Email my final check to my lawyer. I'll send you his contact info. You can't just quit like this. We need 2 weeks. You don't need anything from me. I'm done. Good luck. Hung up. Blocked the number. Called my lawyer next. Guy I'd used for some contract work a few years ago. David, it's Ethan Morrison. I need you to handle something for me. Ethan, hey. What's up? My wife's pregnant with my brother's baby. I've left. I'm not coming back. I need you to handle the divorce. I won't be present for any of it. Silence. You're serious. Completely. File the papers. Site over 18 Airy. I have proof. I want nothing from her. She can have the apartment. The furniture. Everything. I just want out. Fast and final. Where are you? Doesn't matter. You have my email. Handle everything electronically. I'll sign whatever you need. But I'm not coming back. Not for court. Not for mediation. Nothing. Ethan, this is extreme. Maybe you should take some time. I've taken time. 2 days of driving. I'm clear. I want out. Can you do it or do I need to find someone else? He sighed. I can do it. But this is going to take months. The courts. I don't care how long it takes. Just get it done. And David? Don't tell anyone where I am. Not my wife. Not my family. Nobody. Got it. I'll file the papers this week. I hung up. Called Marcus. My best friend since college. The only person I trusted. Ethan, where are you? Rachel's been calling everyone, freaking out. Said you disappeared. She's scared something happened to you. I'm fine. I left. I'm not coming back. What? Why? She's pregnant with Tyler's baby. I found out. I left. I'm done. Silence. Are you serious? Tyler? Your brother Tyler? Yeah. Holy. Where are you? Somewhere safe. I'm not telling anyone where. Not even you. I'm sorry. But I need to disappear for a while. Maybe forever. Ethan, you can't just disappear. People need to know you're okay. Tell them I'm fine. Tell them I'm safe. Tell them to leave me alone. If Rachel or Tyler or my parents try to reach you, tell them I don't want contact. At all. Ever. Man, this is crazy. You need to think about this. I have thought about it. For 2 straight days. This is what I'm doing. I'm vanishing. Letting them deal with what they did without me there to make it easier. This is going to destroy them. Good. They destroyed me first. I hung up. Turned the burner phone off. Sat in the motel room staring at the wall. This was real. I was really doing this. Disappearing for my entire life. No explanation. No closure. Just gone. And I felt nothing. No guilt. No second thoughts. Just empty. The first week was the hardest. Not because I missed them. But because I was adjusting to being nobody. No job to go to. No wife to call. No family to check in with. No routine. No structure. Nothing. Just me. Alone. In a motel room in Vermont. I spent that week planning. Figuring out how to stay disappeared. How to make this permanent. I had $18,000 in cash. Not enough to live on forever. But enough for a few months while I figured things out. I needed income. Needed a job. But couldn't use my real name. Couldn't risk anyone finding me. So I became someone else. Got a fake ID from a guy Marcus had mentioned once. Paid $2,000 for a driver's license and social security card under the name James Carter. James Carter. Born in Ohio. No criminal record. No digital footprint. Perfect. Then I got a job. Bartender at a local restaurant. Paid under the table. Cash only. No paperwork. $600 a week plus tips. Enough to survive. Enough to stay hidden. I moved out of the motel after 2 weeks. Rented a small studio apartment from a landlord who didn't ask questions. Paid 3 months up front in cash. Bought a used car from Craigslist. $3,000. No loan. No insurance under my real name. Within a month I'd built a new life. Simple. Quiet. Completely separate from who I used to be. Ethan Morrison was gone. James Carter existed now. Meanwhile, back home, chaos. I know because David kept me updated. Not because I asked. But because he thought I should know what was happening. Rachel was spiraling. Called him daily. Begging to know where I was. Begging him to get me to call her. Begging for anything. He told her what I'd told him. My client doesn't wish to have contact. All communication goes through me. Tyler tried calling David too. Left messages saying he needed to talk to me. That it was important. That we were brothers and we needed to work this out. David didn't respond. My parents called. My dad pressured to sue David for withholding information about my whereabouts. David reminded him that I was an over 18 and entitled to privacy. That he had no legal obligation to tell them anything. They hired a private investigator. Spent $5,000 trying to find me. Found nothing. Because I'd used cash for everything. No credit cards. No bank accounts in my name. No phone records. No digital trail. I was a ghost. The divorce papers were filed 3 weeks after I left. Served to Rachel at the apartment. She refused to sign them. Kept calling David saying she wouldn't divorce me. That we needed to talk. That she could explain. David explained that in our state she didn't need to agree. After a waiting period the divorce would proceed with or without her consent. She finally signed 2 months later. Not because she wanted to. But because her lawyer told her she had no choice. The divorce was final 4 months after I left. I got the notification via email. Signed the final papers electronically. Done. We were legally separated. She could move on with Tyler. Have their baby. Build whatever life they wanted. Without me. I felt nothing. No relief. No sadness. Just nothing. 6 months after I disappeared, I was completely settled into my new life. I'd made friends. Other bartenders. Regulars at the restaurant. People who knew me as James. Who didn't ask about my past. Who just accepted me as I was. I'd started hiking. The mountains in Vermont were beautiful. Quiet. Peaceful. I'd read more books in 6 months than I had in the previous 5 years. Taught myself woodworking. Built furniture in my tiny apartment. I was okay. Not happy exactly. But okay. Functioning. Surviving. And back home, everything was falling apart. David called with updates I didn't ask for but listened to anyway. Rachel had the baby. A boy. Healthy. She and Tyler were trying to make it work. It wasn't working. Tyler couldn't handle being a father. Too much responsibility. Too much pressure. He'd taken a job but quit after 3 weeks. Then another job. Quit after 2 months. Rachel was working full-time. Raising the baby mostly alone. Exhausted. Overwhelmed. My parents were helping. Babysitting. Giving them money. Trying to keep things together. But the cracks were showing. Tyler and Rachel fought constantly. About money. About responsibilities. About the fact that they'd destroyed their relationship with me and now had to live with it. They'd expected me to come back. To yell. To fight. To give them the confrontation they could use to justify what they'd done. But I hadn't. I just disappeared. Left them with silence. With questions. With guilt they couldn't resolve because I wasn't there to absolve them. And it was eating them alive. My mom tried reaching out through David again. Please just tell him we're worried. Tell him we love him. Tell him to come home. David relayed the message. I responded. Tell her I'm fine. Tell her I don't want contact. Tell her to focus on the son and grandson she is instead of the one she lost. He sent the message. She stopped calling after that. 1 year after I disappeared, I met someone. Her name was Claire. She worked at the coffee shop I went to every morning. Quiet. Kind. Didn't ask invasive questions. We started talking. Then having coffee together. Then going on hikes. I told her my name was James. Told her I'd moved to Vermont for a fresh start. Didn't elaborate. She didn't push. 3 months into dating I told her the truth. About Rachel. About Tyler. About disappearing. She listened. Didn't judge. Just said, you did what you needed to do. I respect that. That's when I knew she was different. We got engaged 6 months later. Small ceremony. Just us and a justice of the peace. No family. No big celebration. Perfect. I was building a new life. A real life. One based on honesty and trust and actual love. Not the fake life I'd had with Rachel. Where she'd lied for months. Where my brother had betrayed me. Where my family had chosen wrong. This was real. Meanwhile, back home, the silence was destroying them. David updated me because he thought I should know how bad it had gotten. Tyler and Rachel's relationship had completely fallen apart. They'd broken up. Rachel was raising the kid alone. Tyler had moved back with my parents. Working part-time. Barely seeing his son. My parents were stressed. Their golden child had destroyed their family. They'd lost one son to protect the other. And now the one they'd protected was falling apart. Rachel tried reaching out one more time. 1.5 years after I'd left. Sent a letter to David's office. Asked him to forward it to me. He did. I read it once. Ethan. I know you don't want to hear from me. I know I don't deserve to reach out. But I need you to know I'm sorry. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I destroyed our marriage. I destroyed our trust. I destroyed everything good we had. Tyler and I aren't together anymore. It didn't work. How could it? We built our relationship on lies and betrayal. Our son is beautiful. He's almost a year old now. He has your eyes. That's the hardest part. Every time I look at him I see you. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect you to respond. I just needed you to know I'm sorry. And I wish I could go back and do everything differently. I hope you're okay wherever you are. I hope you've found peace. Rachel. I read it. Felt nothing. Let go it away. She was sorry. Good for her. Didn't change anything. Didn't undo what she'd done. Didn't make me want to come back. I'd moved on. She needed to move on too. 2 years after I disappeared, my life in Vermont was everything I'd wanted. I'd married Claire. We'd bought a small house together. 2 bedrooms. Big yard. Quiet street. I was still bartending but had started doing freelance accounting on the side. Turns out my finance degree was useful even under a fake name. Made decent money. Enough to be comfortable. Enough to save. Enough to build a real future. Claire and I were talking about kids. Real kids. Planned kids. With a partner I trusted. Not the nightmare Rachel and Tyler had created. I was happy. Actually happy. For the first time in years. And back home, the silence I'd left behind was still destroying them. David called with news I hadn't expected. Your father had a heart dispute. He's in the hospital. Your mother's asking if you'll come. I sat with that for a long time. My dad. The man who taught me to throw a baseball. Who came to every one of my soccer games. Who was proud when I graduated college. That man was in the hospital. But also the man who'd defended Tyler. Who'd told me I was overreacting. Who'd chosen the wrong son. How bad is it? He's stable. But it was serious. They're saying stress was a major factor. Stress. From losing a son. From the mess Tyler had made. From trying to hold together a family that I'd left behind. I'm not coming. Ethan. It's James now. And I'm not coming. Tell my mother I hope he recovers. But I'm not part of that family anymore. He's asking for you. Then he'll be disappointed. He had 2 years to reach out. To admit he was wrong. To choose me for once. He didn't. Now he's in the hospital and suddenly he wants me back? No. That's not how this works. Your mother says Tyler's a mess. That he's barely functioning. That they need you. They don't need me. They need Tyler to grow up. They need Rachel to deal with her choices. They need to stop expecting me to fix what they broke. I'm not coming. Don't call me about this again. I hung up. Told Claire what happened. Do you feel guilty? She asked. No. I feel sad. But not guilty. I didn't put him in that hospital. The stress he's feeling is from his own choices. Not mine. I left because they chose Tyler over me. If that stressed them out, that's on them. Claire nodded. You're allowed to protect yourself. She was right. I was allowed to choose me. Even when it upset them. Especially when it upset them. My father recovered. Got out of the hospital 3 weeks later. I heard through David. He'd asked the doctors to try contacting me. They couldn't. Because I didn't exist anymore. Ethan Morrison was gone. James Carter had never known him. 3 years after I disappeared, Tyler hit rock bottom. David told me because he thought I should know how bad it had gotten. Tyler had lost another job. Was drinking heavily. Barely seeing his son. Living with my parents and causing constant problems. Rachel had completely given up on him. Had started dating someone else. Someone stable. Someone who actually wanted to be a father to her kid. My parents were at their breaking point. Their golden child had destroyed everything. And they were stuck dealing with the consequences. Tyler tried reaching out through David one more time. Left a voicemail that David forwarded to me. I listened to it once. Tyler's voice. Shaking. Crying. Ethan. I know you don't want to hear from me. I know I don't deserve to talk to you. But I need help. I'm drowning here. I destroyed everything. My relationship with Rachel. My relationship with my kid. My relationship with mom and dad. And my relationship with you. The one that mattered most. I was careless. I was selfish. I destroyed the best brother I ever had for. I don't even know why. It wasn't worth it. None of it was worth it. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect you to come back. I needed you to know I'm sorry. And I miss you. And I wish I could go back and do everything differently. I hope you're okay wherever you are. I hope you're happy. I hope you found what you were looking for. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. The message ended. I deleted it. Didn't call back. Didn't respond. Just deleted it and moved on with my day. Tyler being sorry didn't change anything. Him hitting rock bottom wasn't my problem to fix. He'd made his choices. These were his consequences. I'd made mine. And I was living with them just fine. 4 years after I disappeared, Claire and I had our first child. A daughter. Emma. Perfect. Healthy. Beautiful. I held her in the hospital and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Pure joy. Untainted by betrayal or lies or family drama. Just love. Clean and simple and real. Claire looked at me holding Emma. You're going to be an amazing dad. I'm going to be present. That's all that matters. And I was. Every doctor's appointment. Every midnight feeding. Every diaper change. I was there. Fully present. Fully committed. Not like Tyler. Who'd had a son and abandoned him. Who couldn't handle the responsibility. I was building something real. Something Tyler would never have. Meanwhile, back home, my absence had become permanent. My parents had stopped trying to find me. Had accepted I was gone. Had moved on to focusing on Tyler and the mess he'd made. Rachel had married the guy she'd been dating. He'd adopted her son. Given him a real father. A present father. Tyler was in therapy. Trying to get his life together. Still living with my parents at 31 years old. And me? I was in Vermont with a wife who loved me and a daughter who'd never know the family had left behind. Emma would grow up knowing Grandma Claire's parents. Uncle Marcus who visited twice a year. Aunt Sarah, Claire's sister. But she'd never know my parents. Never know Tyler. Never know Rachel. Never know the family that had chosen betrayal over loyalty. And I was okay with that. More than okay. I was protecting her from people who'd proven they couldn't be trusted. 5 years after I disappeared, David called with news I'd been expecting. Your mother wants to update her will. She's asking if you want to be included. No. She's leaving everything to Tyler currently. She wants to know if you'd reconsider. If there's any chance of reconciliation. Tell her to leave everything to Tyler. He's the son she chose. He can have whatever's left of the family I used to belong to. I don't want it. I don't want anything from them. She's not doing well, Ethan. The stress of everything. She's aged 20 years and 5. That's not my fault. She chose Tyler. She defended him. She told me to get over it. Those were her choices. The stress she's feeling is from living with those choices. Not from me being gone. She says she was wrong. That she should have supported you. 5 years too late. If she wants to make things right with someone, she can make things right with herself. I'm not interested. I hung up. Told Claire about the call. Do you ever regret it? She asked. Leaving like you did? Never. Not once. I have you. I have Emma. I have a life that's mine. If I'd stayed, I'd still be dealing with their drama. Still trying to forgive the unforgivable. Still being expected to make everyone else comfortable with what they did to me. You don't miss them at all? I miss who I thought they were. I miss the brother I had before he betrayed me. I miss the parents I had before they chose wrong. But those people are gone. Have been for 5 years. I don't miss the people who replaced them. 6 years after I disappeared, I got a message I couldn't ignore. David called. Your mother passed away. Heart failure. Funerals this weekend. I sat with that for a long time. My mom was dead. The woman who'd given birth to me. Raised me. Been there for every milestone. That woman was gone. I'm not coming. Ethan, she's your mother. She was my mother. Until she chose Tyler over me. Until she told me to forgive the unforgivable. Until she made it clear which son mattered more. That woman died 6 years ago. The body they're burying now is just a stranger who happened to give birth to me. Tyler's asking if you'll come. Says he needs to see you. To apologize in person. Tyler's had 6 years to apologize. He left one voicemail 3 years ago. That's it. If he really wanted to apologize, he would have tried harder. He didn't. Because he didn't actually want forgiveness. He wanted absolution. Wanted me to tell him it was okay so he could stop feeling guilty. I'm not giving him that. The funeral's going to be difficult for him. Your father's not doing well either. That's not my problem. I have a wife. I have a daughter. I have a life here. I'm not going back to make them feel better about choices they made 6 years ago. So you're really never coming back. I was never coming back from the moment I read those messages between Rachel and Tyler. I just took a few days to execute it. This is my life now. That was my old life. It's dead. I'm not resurrecting it for a funeral. I hung up. Didn't send flowers. Didn't send a card. Just let her go. Like she'd let me go when she chose Tyler. Claire found me sitting on the porch that night. Emma asleep inside. You okay? Yeah. I'm okay. I'm mourning something I lost 6 years ago. Not something I lost today. She sat next to me. You're allowed to feel sad. I know. But I'm not sad about her dying. I'm sad about who she used to be before she chose wrong. That person died 6 years ago. Today was just paperwork. 7 years after I disappeared, my life was completely stable. Emma was 3. Starting preschool. Bright. Happy. Loved. Claire and I had bought a bigger house. 3 bedrooms. Planning for another kid. I'd built a successful accounting business. Working from home. Making 6 figures. Completely legal under my new identity. I'd created everything I wanted. Everything I deserved. And back home, everything had finally fallen apart completely. Tyler had hit absolute rock bottom. DUI. Lost his license. Lost another job. In and out of rehab. My father had given up on him. Kicked him out. Told him to figure it out on his own. Tyler was living in a halfway house. Working part-time at a gas station. Barely surviving. Rachel had moved on completely. Married with another kid. Happy family. Her son from Tyler barely saw his biological father. My dad was alone. Retired. Living in the house where I grew up. Dealing with the consequences of choosing the wrong son. And me? I was in Vermont. With a family that chose me every day. With a daughter who'd never know betrayal. With a life built on trust. I'd won. Not because I'd fought them. But because I'd walked away and built something better. 8 years after I disappeared, David called one last time. Your father's dying. Cancer. Stage 4. Couple months at most. He's asking for you. Says he needs to apologize before he dies. I thought about it for a week. Claire asked what I was thinking. Part of me wants to go. To hear him say he was wrong. To get that closure. And the other part? Knows it won't change anything. He'll apologize. I'll say thank you. He'll die. And I'll still be the son who disappeared because his family chose wrong. His apology doesn't undo 6 years of silence. Doesn't undo choosing Tyler. Doesn't undo any of it. So what are you going to do? Nothing. He made his choice 8 years ago. I made mine. We both have to live with them. Or in his case, die with them. I sent a message through David. Tell him I forgive him. But I'm not coming. He chose Tyler 8 years ago when I needed him to choose me. I've spent 8 years building a life without him. I'm not going back now just to make his tragic event easier. He can die knowing he had 2 sons. One he chose. One he lost. Those were his choices. These are the consequences. My father died 6 weeks later. I didn't go to the funeral. Tyler gave the eulogy. David sent me the video. I watched it once. Tyler. Crying. Talking about what a great father Dad had been. How much he'd taught him. How much he'd miss him. Didn't mention me once. Like I'd never existed. Good. That made it easier. 10 years after I disappeared, I was 39. Emma was 6. We'd had a second daughter, Sophie, who was 2. Claire and I had been married 8 years. Happy. Stable. Real. I built a life most people would envy. Successful business. Beautiful family. Peace. And I'd done it all without the family I'd been born into. Tyler was somewhere. Probably still struggling. Still dealing with consequences. Rachel was somewhere with her husband and kids. Probably never thought about me. My parents were gone. Both dead. Never got the reconciliation they wanted. And I was here. Living proof that you can survive losing your entire family. You just have to be willing to walk away. Completely. Permanently. No fights. No drama. No explanations. Just silence. And that silence destroyed them more than any confrontation ever could. Because they couldn't fight it. Couldn't argue with it. Couldn't defend themselves against it. I just removed myself. Left them with their guilt. Their questions. Their consequences. And built something better without them. That's the real story. My brother knocked up my wife. I found out. I vanished. No fight. No divorce drama. No family meetings. No confrontations. Just silence. I became James Carter. Moved to Vermont. Built a new life. Married Claire. Had kids. Became successful. And they fell apart. Tyler destroyed his life. Lost everything. Never recovered. Rachel had to start over. Alone. With a kid whose father didn't want him. My parents lost both sons. One to betrayal. One to consequence. Died without the reconciliation they wanted. All because I chose silence over confrontation. All because I walked away instead of fighting. People think revenge needs to be loud. Needs to be dramatic. Needs confrontation. It doesn't. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Just leave. Remove yourself. Let them sit with what they've done without you there to resolve it. No closure. No explanations. No forgiveness. Just absence. And that absence destroyed them more than any fight ever could. I found out my brother knocked up my wife. So I vanished. 10 years later, they're still broken. And I'm still free. That's the warning. When people betray you, you don't owe them a fight. You don't owe them closure. You don't owe them anything. You can just leave. Completely. Permanently. Build something better. With people who deserve you. I did. And I've never looked back. My brother knocked up my wife. So I vanished. And that silence destroyed them. But it saved me.